Kenya is a nation whose liberation was watered by the blood of its grandfathers and mothers, the Mau Mau saints and martyrs, who for close to a decade-long rebellion confronted colonial extortion, exploitation, marginalization, and the humanization of the native Kenyan population. The freedom fighters of 1950s hoped that their children, and indeed the current crop of African leaders, would borrow a leaf from their resistance and appreciate the fact that the secret to true independence, economic freedom, and liberty is courage and nationalism. 61 years later, William Kipchirchir Arap Samoei Ruto, the son from the Rift Valley and the fifth president of the Republic of Kenya, was received on a red carpet at the white man's temple of global imperialism, the White House. Ruto arrived in Washington, D.C. with his wife and their beloved 3 daughters, aboard a private jet that cost the Kenyan taxpayer $1.5 million, flying above a heavily indebted Nairobi and a China-ized economy where most infrastructure investment have been captured by the Chinese debt scheme. The bilateral engagements and agreements between Kenya and the U.S. will see America designate Kenya as a major non-NATO ally, making it the first sub-Saharan African country to receive the designation. The alliance between Kenya and NATO will deliver an additional U.S. aid, including a $7 million partnership to help modernize Kenya's police service with a focus on staff and training development. Kenya and the U.S. will also establish a strategic dialogue on artificial intelligence with regard to trade and investment. Microsoft will partner with United Arab Emirates-based artificial intelligence firm G42 to invest $1 billion in a data center in Kenya as part of its effort to expand cloud computing services in East Africa. The U.S. International Development Finance Corporation announced plans to open an office in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, playing a key role in driving its effort in Africa. The Kenyan security deal, to use my words, the Kenyan military deal, comes at a time when the illusion of America's supremacy in Africa is collapsing rapidly. Countries like Sudan, Djibouti, Gabon, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have closed American military bases. Yet many other African countries are choosing China for trade and commerce, infrastructure investment, development finance, technology, debt diplomacy, among others. Will Kenya give America a rebirth in East Africa? America's interest in any African nation throughout history has been control and domination of both internal and foreign policy. So, there is absolutely no doubt that America will want to use Kenya to exert influence in the Great Lakes region through economic policies and military interventions, like it has been the case with Uganda for close to 4 decades. From the war in Somalia to DRC to South Sudan, President Museveni has been the custodian of America's imperialistic ideas in East Africa. Americans have abandoned Museveni with a collapsed economy beyond redemption and a monumental record of human rights violation, and a political system built on one-man rule that presents the country with uncertainty about the future of its politics and business. The shift to Ruto will need a miracle to have different outcomes. But of course, to be America's poster boy of global imperialism comes with benefits and privileges. For example, the luxury to stay in power for as long as you need. I'll name them. Theodore Obiang Nguema Mbasoga of Equatorial Guinea, 43 years in power. Paul Mbiya of Cameroon, 42 years in power. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, 39 years in power. King Mswati III of Swaziland, 36 years in power. Hossein Mubarak, Egypt, 30 years in power. Omar al-Bashir, Sudan, 29 years in power. Mel Zenawi, Ethiopia, 21 years in power. Isaias Afwerki, Eritrea, 29 years in power. Mobutu Sese Seko, Congo. Idi Amin, Uganda. Said Barre, Somalia. You can name them all. Will Ruto be different from others? Thank you. My fingers are crossed.